When you sit down to write a check, you want to make sure to fill it out correctly without any mistakes, because it's very possible that the bank that looks at your check down the road would say, hey, with this mistake, we can't accept this check. And then you've got someone coming back to you a little upset because now rent might be late or it's just been a big inconvenience. So let's write our checks correctly. To begin, you want to fill out the date of the check. Put in the day's date that you're writing it. Don't post date it or anything silly, because technically, as long as your signature is on the check, they're able to cash that anytime as long as your signature is on the check. Put in the day's date. Next, put in paid to, whether it's to your brother or to your boss or to whoever. You want to put in that person's name or the organization. If you ask the person, they can let you know, oh yeah, how would you like me to address that check to? Just make sure you get all those details when you're putting in the pay to section, because that's going to be important that it goes in the correct account for them. Next, you'll put in the dollar amount. So like $260.44. Great. Put that in, and then down below, you write it out long form. So you write the amount out, and then when you get to the cents, how I've explained it and how I've seen it online is, yes, you're putting in the cents, like 44 dash, and then 1000. That is going to represent your cents. After you've written that out, run a line through the rest of the way so no one's going to add any other jargon after it, and that'll be the end of that line. Remember, from what's written up at top, the $244 or whatever, that versus how it's written out in long form. The long form is what the bank's going to go with. You want to make sure they both match, but know that they're going to make sure that the long form is what they're going to take as gospel at the end of it. So make sure those are correct. And then down in the bottom is your best friend, which is the memo line. You have to use the memo line. You don't actually have to, but it's very helpful, because when they cash that check, deposit the check, you're going to get a copy of, hey, that money went out of your account, and they're going to get a copy of, this money went into my account. What's great is it's going to keep an image of the front and back of that check. What's so nice about that is then you're actually able to see what the memo says there. It's what the check is for. So you could put in rent, or you could put in, hey, rent apartment 2 January, and then down the road, by looking back, hey, yes, I did pay it. It was done in January. Here it is. Or else you might be writing almost blank checks where it's like, yeah, but what month was this for? What repair was this done for? Make sure you put the details in the memo line. It's so incredibly helpful. And then you have the section for your signature. Get out your best 18th century signature. I look back at my great grandma's signature. It is incredible. It's immaculate. And then I look at mine. It's okay. Nonetheless, put your signature in the best you can. In cursive is preferred, and then you're good to go. The back of the check is for the person who's receiving it. They'll sign their name or whatever they need to put for a mobile deposit, but they'll sign their name, they'll put that into the bank, and it'll be good to go. So you guys, make sure to fill out your checks mistake free. If you make a mistake, you could try to correct it by throwing a line through what was the mistake, and then to put your initials and the correction above it. That does work for some things. Sometimes if you have a nice teller at the bank, sometimes they'll cash that check, but most likely they're going to say, hey, this looks kind of funky. We want you to go back and get a fresh check that doesn't have any mistakes. That's why if you make a mistake, be okay with tearing up that check and then writing a new one without any mistakes. You get books full of hundreds of checks, and you won't miss it if you have to rip one up. Usually the banks provide them for free. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like this video if it was helpful. Comment if you have a question or anything that you want to add. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.